Hello, everyone, and welcome to Chatting It Up with CJ. And I am your host, CJ Lester. And today I have a very special guest with me. She is a passionate servant leader, a community activist, and a candidate for Rockdale County Board of Commissioners Post 2. So let's grab that cup of coffee with me and have a conversation with our neighbor and friend, Miss Melissa Mims. And we'll be right back in the room to welcome her.
Welcome to Chatting It Up with CJ Live Interview Podcast, where conversations come alive. At Chatting It Up with CJ, I believe in the power of authentic conversations. That's why I create a safe space for my guests, whether they're a political figure, church representatives, or a local entrepreneur, to share their stories and passions. Approaching each conversation with an open heart and attentive ears, I delve into the guest stories to understand their perspectives deeply, fostering a connection between them and you, the audience. Experience the essence of passion, diverse viewpoints, meaningful engagement, profound insights, authenticity, and transparency with Chatting It Up with CJ Live Interview Podcast. Want to showcase your business? Become a sponsor and have your brand prominently featured and mentioned during one of our shows for just $50. You can also show your support as an individual viewer through donation. Head over to chattingitup.com to become a sponsor or donate to support our podcast. So, grab your favorite coffee cup and let's chat it up.
All right, I do have a few corrections there. I do no longer have chatting it up with CJ.com. I have moved all my stuff to one website, to cjlester.com, so you can find ways to donate there. I have to put that on there. So I've been working on that website late last night, but I'm so glad for people to be here today. And let's go ahead and join and welcome our friend, Miss Melissa Mims. How are you, my friend?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. So let's get started with a bang. We had a little technical difficulties there at the beginning, but also down to your left where your side is, you should see the comments on your side. If you don't, you see live comments right there, or
I
no?
don't.
Okay, maybe it
I
don't.
don't see our faces either, so I
You
don't
don't
see
see.
any comment.
Okay. Well, as long as we got sound and I can see you and we're working, that's good. So let's roll with it, and I'll get you with the first question. So, thank you again being here today. You've been serving Rockdale County for 20 years before running for office. What finally made you decide now is the right time to step into an elected leadership?
Well, first of all, I want to say thank you for allowing me to share your platform today and to share why I'm running for Rockdale County Commissioner Post 2. And I
Mhm.
want to extend my congratulations to you and your new wife. So thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Awesome. So for 20 years, I have lived in Rockdale County. I have worked in Rockdale County. I stay here. And I've raised my wonderful, my three children here in Rockdale County. So I've been a professional, consistent, and impactful volunteer in this community. I've worked alongside families. I've supported youth. I've partnered with our local organizations. I've shown up, not for recognition, but because I believe that service is the foundation of strong leadership. So
Mhm.
long before I decided to run for office, I've been investing my time, my talent, my resources right here in Rockdale County. This campaign is simply an extension of the work that I've been doing. I'm not new to serving, I'm just ready to serve at a different level.
Hmm. That is great. And so, with your background in communication and marketing and organizational leadership, shape the way, how would you approach that with community work?
Can you repeat that question?
Yeah, like your background in communications, how would that help you lead in being a post two commissioner? I'll put it that way.
Okay. So, my background in communications, marketing, and organizational leadership has helped
Hmm.
me approach community work very intentionally, more people centered. Communication has taught me the importance of listening and keeping residents informed. Marketing allows me to engage and mobilize people with community initiatives. The organizational leadership guides how I bring people together and work towards shared solutions. So, community leadership is about connections, listening to people, understanding their needs, and communicating a clear vision. My study in organizational leadership guides how I build teams and create impact. So, I believe that community change doesn't happen with one person, but it happens when leaders bring together residents, organizations, businesses, and local government together to work towards shared leadership. And that's how my leadership style is shaped: collaborative, strategic, and people centered.
And this wasn't a question, but this came up. What will be your first action if you are elected as a post two commissioner? Will it be something for the people that they are looking for, or something that you're passionate about?
Okay. So, what would be my first action as
Hmm.
an elected official?
Yeah, just a candid question that I just came up
Yeah,
with.
no problem.
Mm,
So I think my first action, number one, I want to start with realistic expectations. I'm
mhm,
definitely not here to overpromise for citizens and underdeliver. So I
mhm,
think that leadership isn't about making promises on day one. It's about building a right path towards the future. So if elected, my first focus will be understanding where we are, where we can make informed decisions. I want to sit down with county leadership, public safety officials, community stakeholders, and review the identity gaps. So, my priority will be centered around community well being, public safety, responsible growth. But I want to ensure that our policies and resources align so that we can support those initiatives.
mm. That's good. I like that. And your platform centers around community well-being and smart growth and responsible development and accountability and responsible leadership. Break down which of those pillars look like in a practice for everyday Rockdale residents. I think you kind of did on the other question you did as well, didn't you?
I
A little
did, but
bit.
I didn't understand the question all the way through. So, what was the last part of that
Well,
question?
what does accountability look like, and how do you hold yourself to that same standard?
Oh,
Let's
okay.
go with that question.
So accountability looks like being there for the residents, listening to
Hmm.
the residents. Accountability looks like being transparent, holding town hall meetings,
Hmm.
informs. Accountability looks like making sure that all of the citizens can have a voice and a say on multiple levels.
Hmm.
Accountability looks like making sure that we're sharing resources and helping the citizens understand why we're voting the way that we're voting. Accountability looks like listening to the citizens and making sure that their voices are heard when decisions are being made.
Okay. And going back to that question, I'll ask it again. Your platform centers on community well-being, smart growth, and responsible development, and accountability and responsive leadership. Break down what each of those pillars look like for practice for everyday Rockdale residents.
Thank you so much. So, what does community well-being mean? Community well-being means public safety, youth development, programs for our seniors. For me, it means supporting law enforcement and investing in our first response responders, making
Mm-hmm.
sure that we have proper staffing and resourcing, and fostering trust with public safety agencies in the community. Smart growth means a lot of times we hear that, we're full or we don't want any more growth, but how do we define the future of Rockdale County? It means
Mm-hmm.
being proactive. It means, not being reactive, but proactive, talking to our developers when making decisions. It means ensuring that our infrastructure, our roads, our public safety, our green spaces, and community resources keep space with the projects that we have aligned. Responsive development requires thoughtful planning, transparency with zoning decisions, making sure that our zoning ordinances are up to date. It means collaboration with our residents and our developers to protect the quality of life. Growth should enhance property values. It shouldn't increase it, it should enhance it. And
Mm-hmm.
attracting quality businesses to help create opportunities. Accountable and responsive leadership means being transparent with our tax dollars, making data driven decisions. What does the data say as far as Rockdale County? Are we in tune with the Atlanta Regional Commission? What does, the master plan say? So making sure that voters reflect that our decisions reflect the best interest of the people. And I'm committed to voting, and governing with integrity, collaboration, but focusing on serving the people. That's what accountable and responsive leadership looks like.
Good, good. And so the debut, your program, what's it called? The experience that.
Oh, the Showtime Pros, the Ultimate Experience, our
Oh,
debutante program.
yes, that. I couldn't pronounce the words. I apologize on that. But it has produced over 1,200 volunteers hours and $15,000 in scholarship. What has that program taught you about investing in young people?
So, through my years of working and living in Rockdale County, I've been a professional volunteer within the school systems. And one of the things that I learned was that we need partners, we need stakeholders when we're building and empowering our youth. It's not, just the school system's responsibility, just the parents. So,
Right.
we need programs that invest in our youth. So, it's not really to me about the number of hours that they volunteered and the scholarships that we've given, but it's an
Hmm.
investment in young people with intention, guidance, and opportunity to help them rise to the occasion. And so the real impact is watching these young people grow with confidence in their leadership and civic awareness. We give them the opportunity to visit the state capitol and to discuss issues and concerns that are near and dear in our community. And so it allows them the opportunity firsthand to see what civic engagement looks like, what advocacy look like for their community. And so it reinforces the responsibility of investing in our youth, because I do believe that they're one of the most important investments a community can make.
Right.
And we
And this next,
recently, one moment,
go ahead.
I'm proud to say that we just had a new class that was presented to society
Mhm.
on February 21st. And
Right.
so, yes, so I'm excited
Cool.
about the
Awesome.
program.
I like to learn more about that and probably get involved because I like to empower young people as well. So,
Okay.
and then this next question is personal to me because I'm a person of faith. Prayer with a purpose brought people of all faiths together on the school board steps. So, what does that kind of unity mean to you as someone now seeking elected office?
So I think it's important for, the citizens to know, if they're not familiar with prayer with a purpose. When I served as the PTA president, and then eventually I became the district president for the Rockdale PTA Council. During that time, we were experiencing a lot of school shootings and just different things going on in the school system. And I was
Mm-hmm.
talking with the board, and I said, I think we should bring the community leaders together so that we can do something to, help safeguard our community. And it was met with some opposition, but I took a stand to say, hey, whoever's interested. So I sent out a call to community faith leaders of all perspectives to see if they would join us on the steps of the school board, so that we can pray for our system. And it was more than just about prayer. It was about the community, and shared responsibility. And it was great seeing people from different churches, backgrounds, and different faiths come together so
That's
that
awesome.
we can, make the main thing, like keeping our
Right.
schools safe, our families strong, our
Mm-hmm.
healthy communities for our children.
Yeah.
So that experience reinforced the belief that leadership should bring people together, not to divide them. It should reflect a leadership style that's collaborative,
Mm-hmm.
respectful, and community centered. And so that's what prayer with a purpose. That was the whole purpose of that initiative, so that we can keep our community leaders, our students, our teachers, our family, and just pray for a healthy community overall for our children and our teachers alike.
Yes, I like that a lot. And so, with you being on post two, that covers a wide variety of Rockdale. And how are let's see, how do you plan to make sure every voice in Rockdale County feels representative, not just the loudest one? Because I think that's one of our problems here in Rockdale. And this question wasn't on here as well, but I don't know if you support having five commissioners or not. I think that will really widen the playing field and having more representation. So, what's your thoughts on those two questions there?
Okay, thank you. So the first question, as far as making sure that we have a voice for all of the citizens, not just the loudest ones, I will do that with intentional engagement. I believe that we should have a variety of forms that represent the people. Not everyone shows up at the public meetings, but I do commend those that think that it's not robbery to show up at the board meetings, at the zoning meetings, and so forth. But it
Right.
is important to create multiple ways that residents can be heard. And that means hosting community conversations in different parts of the community and town hall meetings, but reaching out to our small businesses, our neighborhood gatherings, our HOAs, at community events. We need to show up where the people are and make sure that we understand their perspective. So it's a matter of actively listening and not just hearing from the same groups over and over, but hearing from a variety of groups. I want to hear from the seniors, the young families, the business owners, the educators, our youth, because all of those people help make up the perspective that shape a well-rounded county. So my approach, once again, which has always been that way, has been community-centered leadership. And so that's one of the ways, as post two commissioner, that I would make sure that we hear from everyone and not, just the same ones that appear, or the loud voices,
Right.
as you stated.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think your second question was, how do I
Oh.
feel about a five board of
Mm-hmm.
commission?
Yeah.
Um, so
You
let
don't
me,
have to answer if you don't have a
I'll,
position
no,
yet. But I
no.
don't. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I'll
Yeah.
I'll say my thoughts. So usually for me, I'm one that leads based on what does the data say, and so what
Mm-hmm.
does the research say about a five board commission. I don't
Right.
I don't ever want to be someone that speak about something that I don't know. And if I don't know, I don't mind sharing my concerns
Mm-hmm.
about it. Personally, though, and this is without, understanding everything in regards to the matter, I think that a five board commission would serve the people of Rockdale County well. I don't believe that it should be by posts or divisions. We are a small county, so I think that each commissioner should serve Rockdale County at large. So I'm in agreement of a five board commission if it serves at large and not divide us up among territories or sections
Yeah, or districts
that or
yeah.
districts that divide us. But if it's
Mhm.
at large and we're serving the entire population, I am for a 5 board commission.
And I think the main reason, well, for districts, if we did have them, is because like most of our commissioners, the three we had and the three we have now, kind of are like living in the same area of Rockdale, and that's kind of like the concern. They don't have anybody in the north. They don't have anybody from the south. That's kind of
But if we're serving all of the
you're right. True.
citizens, as you just
Hmm.
mentioned, then
Hmm.
that shouldn't be a problem because you
True.
never know when someone is running um, where they live in the beginning and whether
Right.
that's divided equitably. So I
Hmm.
still feel like if the commissioners that we're electing have a heart for all of the people, not just people in the north,
Right.
south, or east part of Rockdale, then it will work. So it's just a matter of
Hmm.
making sure that we get the right commissioners in office that's going to serve all of the people.
I can agree with that. And so, what do you want voters to know about you yet, or that you want them to understand about who Melissa Mims is, and before they step into the voting booth?
What do I want voters to know about Melissa?
Hmm.
More so than anything is that Melissa has been a dedicated servant leader. I know oftentimes people say, well, I'm not a politician. You might not be a politician, but have you served and been there for the people? There's multiple ways that you can serve your community without
Hmm.
being a politician. And I think more than ever, people need to understand that local elections are very important. That's where your day to day operations and how you live peacefully happens in your community. So I want people to really make sure that they're researching the candidates and understanding their platforms and making sure that their values align with what you're voting for. And so when they're researching, I want them to know that I've been here serving Rockdale County without recognition, just because it was the right thing to do, because I wanted to make sure that our students, our teachers, and that our community flow well together. So just knowing that Melissa is a bridge builder, that I enjoy bringing people together, I enjoy inspiring civic leadership, and that I will work hard for them because I've been working hard for the
Hmm.
community. So it would be a continuation. So that's what
Right.
I want people to know.
Okay. And just a little tag on my end, to learn about the candidates. I'm putting that on my website too. Meet the candidates, and that's another way to serve the community. I kind of serve quietly since I do work at nights, and I don't really go to the meetings, but I do watch them. So
Mhm.
I'm keeping an eye on everybody, but I'm keeping an eye on them quietly. I'm not a loud voice, but I'm letting people know I'm watching them. So, and then
And I think that's important. You don't everybody
mhm,
plays a role when it comes to their community. You don't have to
mhm,
be a loud voice or silent voice. You just need to be a voice and just interact. And we have so many platforms within Rockdale County
yeah,
that citizens can stay up to date. The county website, the Facebook pages, and so forth. So making sure that not just during election times that we're going to multiple sites to
mhm,
think that that information is the only information or that information is the truthful information, but go to the county website, do the research and see what's taking place. But also too, since we're doing shameless plugs, I don't know whether that
yeah,
question is coming up later, but I would
uh-huh.
encourage the citizens, follow me on all of my social media platforms,
I
Facebook,
got it up,
Instagram, and
rolling up there
TikTok.
soon.
Awesome. Mims
Yep.
for Rockdale. So please
Hmm.
follow and come to the events and activities. We do have an event coming up this
Okay.
Wednesday at
Okay.
6 o'clock at Corks and Corvée. It's Rockdale. Let's whine about it. So that's an opportunity for you to come share your concerns with me. I don't know everything. I truly believe that leadership should rely on subject matter experts and it should be collaborative. So come share your concerns with me on Wednesday at Rockdale. Let's whine about it.
Okay. Sounds good. I'll get that information out as well. If you send me that information, I'll get it put out too as
I
well.
will. Thank you.
And that was going to be my last question, your website and everything. But this one is kind of summing everything up. Is there anything about your candidacy or your vision for Rockdale that we haven't covered that you feel hasn't gotten enough attention that you want people to hear about? I think we kind of covered it all, but if there's anything else.
I would just say be an informed voter. Your vote matters. I encourage every resident to take the time to research the candidates, learn about their values, look at the work that they've done for the community, and choose a leader whose vision and record aligns with the future of Rockdale County. As I've stated before, I'm a service oriented community candidate. I believe that Rockdale County needs new leadership that's innovative, leadership that is principled and ready to take us, to other dimensions, and leadership that definitely listens to the candidates in collaborative leadership.
Hmm.
And so that's one of the things that I want the citizens to know, and that I'm here for all of the citizens, not just a segment of the population. But I'm ready to continue to the work. I know that some people may say they're ready to work. I've been working. I'm ready to continue the work. And I invite the citizens of Rockdale County to reach out to me, follow my platforms. I'm ready to listen. And I'm a candidate. I'm not going to overpromise. I don't have all of the answers, because I think if most people that are in office had all of the answers, everything would flow smoothly. So it takes
Right.
teamwork, it takes collaboration. And so
Mhm.
I'm here for those collaborative efforts.
Again, Melissa, I want to thank you for coming on today and agreeing to do that so quick and fast. But I try to get my candidates on a little bit of time to share the platform. But
Yeah.
thank you for doing that. And you, once this program is over, you can immediately share it and share it to your Facebook page, wherever you need for it to go. And I like to extend, if you do win, to come back on once you're in office. I have to do that with Janice because it's been a little time, but she said she'll come back on. So I got to hold them accountable, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
so
Well,
once you're getting
if
office,
I win, I will definitely come back on. I'm definitely
right?
a woman of my word.
Okay, sounds great.
And
And
even if I don't win, I'll still come back
come back
on.
on, yeah, because you seem like you have a lot of stuff going on and a lot of information to share
Yeah.
with your other stuff you have going on. So,
Thank you for
but
this opportunity. I really
mhm,
appreciate it.
yes, ma'am. Again, thank you, and we'll like to end the program now. And so, y'all have a great day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.